Alright, what's up y'all? Yeah, this is great, location-wise. My name is Evan Strong, the founder of In The Image Clothing Company. Today's the 18th of August, 2026. This is a video under the main side of In The Image Clothing Company, one of the four sides to us, where our slogan is allowing the body to work. We're only a clothing company, really, because clothing is the only thing physically placed on the physical body of the human being, okay? Clothing has to stay centered, fit correct, and be made in all the ways we can from 100% natural materials at baseline. And if I talk about clothing more in this video, I will. But really, the thing is, the body just has the bones connecting directly through ligaments. The human body grows by itself, okay? We're designed in the image of God, in the image of Jesus Christ. Here's your clothing company, our 5-word company name, with no spaces between the 5 words. The human body truly only has one way it could ever possibly physically, mechanically operate. We could say there's only one way the human body could ever work. It's just measurable mathematical degrees of hinges, levers, and rotations, just determined by the shape and length of our bones. Within this universal human design, the body just grows by itself, and it can only ever do what it does. Bones connect directly to each other through ligaments. The thin layer of cushioning between the bones, called cartilage, just can't be worn out without damage, and then the bones hitting into each other, the bones wearing each other out. Pain and problems, right, will come at that point. All muscles do is pull, where they connect to bones through tendons, and muscles just pull directly in line, and that's it. That's all they could ever possibly do. But we've always got two opposing sides to a neutral position in everything in the entire human being. The shoulder height, there's a neutral. The wrist height, there's one side of the body connecting into the center line of the body. The right side and the left side connects into the center line of the body. There's even opposing musculature from the center line of the body. There truly is only one way the human body could ever possibly work. It's no kind of new information, but we just don't understand it if we don't. It's always been the exact same. The literal word of clothing, though, hats, gloves, pants, shoes, socks, tops, undergarments, jewelry, glasses, a glove, I think I already said that, but either way, 2 gloves, you've got 2 hands. If you do, you kind of need to on Earth's vertical gravity pull to balance out the weight of the body. Anyway, the thing is, yeah, imbalances in clothing get us into chronic patterning. You know, a chronic pattern of working imbalanced, like being in this right-handed world, for example. 85% to 90%, give or take, of human beings across the earth are right-handed. But there's 2 sides to the body, and the centered pull to the vertical gravity of our earth comes down in meshes with the horizontal surface of the planet Earth, okay? It makes a 90-degree angle, a right angle, a perpendicular angle. There truly is only one way the human body could ever work. Yeah, the feet just flat on the ground, and the term zero drop in any brand of shoe, just like the horizontal surface of the earth. That's the neutral from lifting up or pointing down. The lever of the foot off the hinge of the ankle, dorsiflexion or plantar flexion. There's only one way the human body could ever work, right? The center line of our bodies, the sternum, the spine, the trachea, the nose, the jaw, mesh with Earth's vertical gravity pull, right? Okay. The collars of our tops need to stay centered and snug because the jaw musculature goes through the left and right side of the collars of our tops. And so does the musculature of the neck, connecting the shoulders to the spine and the skull. All right, so there's some context. We give a lot of free modifications in universal clothing imbalances that are shipped across the entire earth in modern 2026 and going forth in ways that weren't possible in the past because we've got technology, rotated seams in clothing, collar seams, but pockets, zippers, buttons, shoelaces, and drawstrings are just ropes we could tie on or around the body and twist the entire human being. There's always only one way the body could ever work, but it gets into chronic patterning. 2 feet evenly oppose the center line of the human being at our foundation, gripping arches inward to keep us vertical on Earth's vertical gravity pull. All right, anyway, there's your context. There's no opinion to it. Allowing the body to work is our slogan here. Under In The Image Clothing Company's main side, it's the only possible option. You'll never get the human being to do anything besides what it's always been able to do and always will be able to do. There's no possible opinion to that. It's mathematics. We just don't know what we don't know, and we've got a lot of things damaging our bodies in ways that just weren't possible. They weren't physically possible. They weren't invented before we have this modern man-made world placed onto God's natural earth. The feet are a big deal, you know, heels on shoes, things like this. Stretch in clothing, tags in clothing, just causing a physical gap between our bodies and what we choose to literally clothe them with, right? These labelings of things in our clothing. So this video's title, there's your context. The 18th of August, 2026, under In The Image Clothing Company's main site here, internal versus external rotation with a ball in the hand. Well, there's only one way this happens. I just filmed a video actually titled Internal Rotation. Well, the title is exactly the body comes up in internal rotation and down in external rotation. Well, it's almost exactly like that if that's not what it's exactly titled. But then it prompted me to make this video, and I was thinking of making it tomorrow, but why not make it right now? If you have a ball in your hands, the palm of the hand or the inside of the hand only closes one way. And so in the arms, there's internal rotation or external rotation from the neutral position. Internal rotation or external rotation. The neutral position is the thumb straight forward with the arms down at the sides. Gravity just pulls the pendulum of the hand straight down from the other end of the arm at the shoulder. In a neutral, no possible opinion to it. It's mechanics, mathematics, physics, truth. God designed the body, it grows by itself. There's a universal human design. But yeah, you know, the arms forward, the thumbs point straight up in the neutral. Then we can rotate the thumbs inward, internal rotation, or rotate the thumbs outward, that's external rotation. In the entire arms, or just in the forearms, from the fingertips to the elbows like this. But internal versus external rotation with a ball in the hand. If you have a ball in your hand only closes inward toward the palm. But there's rotations. External rotation of the arm, you can have a ball in your hand and it just rests there with gravity. Okay? But if you take your arm and you put it into internal rotation, the ball will just fall out of your hand with gravity. External rotation, the ball rests in the hand. Internal rotation, the ball falls out of the hand with gravity. External rotation, the ball just rests in the hand. Internal rotation, the ball falls out of the hand with gravity. There's only one way the human body could ever work. And what I mean by this is, there's only one way you can do this. In internal rotation, I can grab the ball with my palm down like this. In external rotation, I can grab the ball with my palm up like this. It's impossible to do it the other way. Your hand only closes in the palm. You're either in internal rotation above the ball or external rotation below the ball. In internal rotation above the ball or external rotation below the ball, there's truly only one way the human body could ever possibly physically, mechanically operate. We've just got bones rotating over each other and just bones pivoting in the socket where they connect to other bones. Okay, yeah, there's only one way the human body could ever work. So watch me walk like this, ready? There's actually only one way you can do this without compensation through the entire body. Here's the thing, the body works activated as a whole. Everything in the body's there with its own individual role to play. Anywhere any of your body goes, all of it comes, and it's all got to just pull its own weight. You can't drag around dead weight in the body with part of it not working. The body will try to compensate, where other parts of the body try to make up for the role of something not working proper, but then they can't do their job properly, and then it's just this whole chain of motion, this kinetic chain, connected bone to bone to bone to bone. The entire body is just connected directly. There's only one way it could ever possibly work. Truly, always. It's been the same forever. It's not some kind of breakthrough, but it's just an understanding that we need to have, because every body has one, and every one has a body. Those are the people that our information applied to under In the Image Clothing Company here. Even if your body's different, only different from something, which is this universal human design, universal laws outside of all of us, like physics, gravity's pull, just motion, they only work how they do. We abide by those as a human being, or our bodies just don't work, okay? So, you know, there's only one way you're going to transfer the ball from one hand to the other, because gravity's pulling down on the ball. The hand has to close on only the side of the hand the palm is, where the fingers bend inward. The fingers don't bend backward, they only bend inward. So you're either in external rotation with your palms up, or you're in internal rotation with your palms down. There's no other possible option. That's only what it is. It's just a mechanical machine. Okay? There's just two sides to the body. There's only one way the human body could ever work. So what I'm saying is, as I walk, if I'm transferring the ball from one hand to the other like this, on the 18th of August, 2026, under In the Image Clothing Company's main site here, internal versus external rotation with a ball in the hand, well, there's only one way this can happen and transfer the weight evenly. If I'm in internal rotation, if I'm walking, my right arm and my left leg will both go forward. So I've got an even transfer of weight through the body. My left arm and my right leg will go forward. So I've got an even transfer of weight through the body with Earth's vertical gravity pull in the center and the body's even opposing musculature on the left and right side of the center of the body. There's only one way the human body could ever work. It's always been the exact same and it always will be. It's not my information, it's truth. Okay, so watch me walk. There's only one way we can actually transfer the ball from hand to hand while keeping the body centered. The body's stabilizing, even just breathing, you know, all this motion in the rib cage, these rib bones with the lungs within them expanding and contracting every time we breathe. You know, breath is the essence of human life too, so we're always breathing if we're alive. The entire body's stabilizing for all this motion to happen in just breathing. But now we're taking a ball and transferring it from hand to hand or arm to arm. We're swinging one arm forward and then resting it, and then swinging the other arm forward and resting it, right, like this, let's say. It's kind of hard to do when I'm not walking because of what I'm saying. We've got to stabilize over Earth's vertical gravity pull with the center line of our bodies meshing with it, okay? So as I'm walking, there's only one way this happens, okay? The 18th of August, 2026, under In the Image Clothing Company's main site here, internal versus external rotation with a ball in the hand. Watch me walk. Right leg forward, left arm forward, right arm forward, left leg forward, and I have to be in internal rotation if my hand's above the ball, or else I just couldn't grab the ball. There's only one way the human body could ever work. I'm losing the sun behind this house here, but watch this when I walk. Ready? That's kind of awkward. Let's see. There we go. That's how I was doing it. Watch this. Yikes. That's the only way this will actually happen without compensation through the body. Opposite arm and opposite leg. Okay, like this. Because, wait, am I doing this wrong? It's awkward to try to think about it rather than just doing it. There we go, there we go. Okay, anyway, that's really awkward to do. Let me explain what I mean by this. If you step forward with your right leg and throw the ball to your right arm, you twist your body. You'd have to step forward with your right leg and throw the ball to your left arm to have opposing motion happen to stay centered in the body like this. Okay? Maybe I need to kind of make it more abrupt so that I can feel it out better. Watch what I mean. I'll explain what it is. It is what it is, but there we go. I just need to get like really solid hits to feel what I'm doing, because it's just a light little ball. So it is what it is. The point is, the body can't stabilize one side of it with the same side of it while walking, because the center line of the body has one side of the body off to only one side of it. So if I use my right arm and my right leg at the same time, I'm twisting my body off to the right side. If I use my left arm and my left leg at the same time, I'm twisting my body off to the left side. This can only possibly happen one way mechanically, without just excessive stabilization happening through the body. I mean, I could do this, right arm and right leg, but I'm really stabilizing with my body because, you know, I don't have a counterbalance or an opposing side of the body doing something like this to keep me centered on Earth's vertical gravity pull and with the center line of my body. Anyway, the point is it's just rotations. Well, that's what I mean. You'll have internal rotation on the right side with the right arm catching a ball like this from above the ball. And you'll have external rotation on the left side stepping forward with the leg, right? I really do know what's going on here. I was confused a few minutes ago of how to feel out what I was doing, but I know what's happening. Meaning, I'm not trying to make something up. Hear me correct, really. Okay, stepping forward with the right leg is external rotation, and there's internal rotation on the left side. So you throw a ball up to the hand. If the hand's above the ball, an internal rotation. As you step forward with the other leg, an external rotation, like this. And then you're centered and planted. Anyway, if you're doing it in external rotation and your hand's below the ball, it's the same thing. Well, actually, hold on, wait. This is such an unconventional video. I don't normally have a ball in my hand. We're a clothing company, but to show the anatomy, we discussed the anatomy of the human body in depth here as well under In the Image Clothing Company's main side. This is actually crazy because this would be the opposite. If you're in external rotation at the arm, this is why this video is needed, because there's so much happening anatomically in the body here. Catching a ball in external rotation with your arm below the ball, right? You'd have to have the opposite side in internal rotation, so you actually would step forward with the same leg as the same arm if you're in external rotation. Because external rotation of the arm forward is actually going to be internal rotation of the opposite leg backward. Because one side of the body accommodates for the other side, which is the video's title under In the Image Clothing Company's main side here. But we've got to remember there's opposing rotations from the neutral. So catching a ball above it with your palm like this in internal rotation, with the right arm forward, you'd put the left leg forward because that's the left leg going in external rotation, and now you're centered. But if I were to have the right arm below the ball in external rotation and catch the ball like this, I'd actually want to have the right leg forward with it, because now the left leg on the opposing side of the body and the opposing side of Earth's vertical gravity pull between the center line of the body's two sides. There we go. Now we're centered. Internal rotation on the left leg, external rotation on the right hand. Okay? On the left side, we'd have internal rotation on the left arm above the ball, catching it like this, and external rotation with the right leg stepping forward, because now we're centered. There's only one way this can mechanically happen, okay? It's just rotations. But if we had external rotation on the left side, and we were going to catch the ball with the palm up like this, with the hand beneath the ball, we'd have the left leg forward with the left arm, because it's now an external rotation still with the left arm. And the right leg would be backward because it'll now be an internal rotation. We've got opposing things happening from the center line of the body. Internal rotation on the left, external rotation on the right. Internal rotation on the... I said that backward. Gall. It's fine, it's just I want to say this clearly so you can understand it. External rotation on the left, internal rotation on the right. External rotation on the right, internal rotation on the left. When we're beneath the ball with our hands. Okay? If we're above the ball with our hands, we'll have internal rotation on the right and external rotation on the left. Internal rotation on the left, external rotation on the right. Yeah, there's only one way this is physically possible. I mean it. Without destabilizing the body. It's things outside of us as human beings we need to look at. Earth's vertical gravity pull. You can think you can train whatever you want your body to do, but what your body's doing is stabilizing on Earth's vertical gravity pull, and it's just determined by the shape and length of the bones that never change. I'm gonna say this one more time thoroughly. I feel like I should. External rotation with the right hand, palm underneath the hand to catch the ball. You'd have internal rotation on the left leg to be centered. Right arm forward and external rotation, left leg forward and external rotation. Left arm back and internal rotation, left leg back and internal rotation. The other side, but also an external rotation at the palm. On the left arm, underneath the ball, left leg's forward and external rotation, left arm's forward and external rotation, right arm's back and internal rotation, left foot's back and internal rotation, centered still on Earth's gravity's vertical pull. Above the ball with the palm down, internal rotation on the right hand. We'd have internal rotation on the right leg, with the right leg behind, even when the right arm's in front. They're both an internal rotation. And we'd have external rotation on the left leg in front and external rotation on the left arm, centered. The other side of the body, palm up. We'd have, palm up above the ball with the palm down, and internal rotation on the left arm. Truth is truth. This is really how it is. Gall, it's just a lot to say. And that's the thing, getting the words correct. We'd have external rotation on the left side of the body at the leg in the back, internal rotation on the right side of the body, well, no, gall, I'm saying this correct, it's just hard to speak it. Internal rotation on the left leg in the back, external rotation at the right leg in the front, external rotation at the right hand, because we're in internal rotation of the left hand. So you'd either be here or here, or you'd be here or here. Ah, shoot. I said it all properly, meaning like the explanation of it was proper, but my actual wording I got tripped up on part of the way through it. It doesn't matter necessarily for the sake of the documentation. It's here. That's how it is. Gall. The point is, yeah, if you're walking, you've got to transfer weight. Okay. There's only one way it'll happen, meaning only one side of the body can work with the other side of the body in internal rotation, but only one side of the body can work with the other side of the body in external rotation. It's only what it is. Only one side of the body can work with the other side of the body in internal rotation, but only one side of the body can work with the other side of the body in external rotation. Here, here, or here, and here. There's a lot going on in the body, even when we're doing something simple like just playing with a ball like this, in the hands. palm up and external rotation walking, it would be the opposite. Like I'm saying, it would be like this. And then forward you'd go. Okay, like I was showing an internal rotation, it would be opposite. You'd go like this. And then you'd go like this. No, you'd go like this. Oh, shoot. Truly, I mean, there's only one way it'll happen. Yikes. That's a big video. That's awesome. In the Image Clothing Company's main side, the 18th of August, 2026. Internal versus external rotation in the hands with a ball. There's only one way it's physically possible. I mean it. You've got the radius and ulna in the forearm rotating over each other. You've got the palm only closing one way, so the entire arm's either external with the ball above the hand, or it's internal with the ball beneath the hand. There's truly only one way it can mechanically possibly happen. So I know that I kind of stumbled up on my words in this. It's just there's so much to say as far as internal versus external, right versus left, and what's happening, the palm above the ball or the palm beneath the ball. But what I said in here was correct, truly. I mean, don't believe me, as I say, as the founder and leader for life of In The Image Clothing Company, me, Evan Strong. You don't have to believe this at all. You can think you can kind of do whatever you want with your body, but it's gravity, really, is a big point. If your arm's neutral, you can't rest the ball in your hand. If the hand's external, you can rest the ball in the hand. If the hand's internal, the ball falls beneath the hand's palm, but you could grip the fingers down and catch the ball. You can only throw a ball down with your palm above it if your hand's in internal rotation above the ball. Okay, internal rotation above the ball. You can only throw a ball up if your palm's in external rotation underneath the ball. External rotation underneath the ball. And there's a neutral between the two. Okay. In the Image Clothing Company's main side, the 18th of August, 2026. This video's title, Internal versus External Rotation with a Ball in the Hand. There's only one way the human body could ever possibly physically, mechanically operate. There's only one way the human body could ever work, truly. Allowing the body to work. In the Image Clothing Company's main side slogan. Well, here's the thing. You could throw the ball downward with the palm up in external rotation underneath the ball, but you'd have to grab the fingers around the ball and pull the ball down with your fingers like this. You can do that, but that's not the same thing as the body actually working. The body's not meant to pull like that from the fingers. The body's meant to use the whole palm to pull. First off, muscles only pull in the body, but the ball down like this. With the whole palm of the hand in internal rotation above the ball. And sure, you could throw the ball up in internal rotation with the palm above the ball, but you'd have to grip the ball with the fingers beneath it and pull the ball up with just the fingers. And that can happen, but the body is designed to use the palm of the hand in external rotation to pull the entire arm's palm of the hand up like this. There's only one way it happens. Internal rotation throws up. Nope. External rotation throws up. Internal rotation throws down. It's two bones rotating over each other in the forearm. And then it's just the entire arm rotating in the socket of the shoulder. Internal versus external rotation with a ball in the hand. In the Image Clothing Company's main side, this 18th of August, 2026. There's only one way the body could ever possibly work. No sports coach is ever going to train your body to do something. That's impossible. No possible opinion to it either. There's only one way it mechanically operates. And that's the problem with sports, and we've discussed this under In The Image Clothing Company before today's date, the 18th of August, 2026. But yeah, the problem with sports is a lot of people are trying to get their bodies to do things they just physically can't do. You make a man-made sport that you're trying to use a God-made body to do, and there's only ranges of motion in the body that exist, and there's only one way the human body could ever possibly physically, mechanically operate. No possible opinion to it. You can mathematically measure it on your own body. You got to start with your body neutral first. What we do here under In The Image Clothing Company is get out of chronic patterning in the body that gets built up, most physically directly by the only physical thing placed onto the human being, the literal word of clothing the body with anything. In The Image Clothing Company, our 5-word company name with no spaces between the 5 words. I don't have an opinion around or under what we're doing here as the founder and leader for life of In The Image Clothing Company. You know, like with the sayings or slogans or phrases that come out of my mouth. There's only one way the human body could ever work. Yeah, there is. It's a mechanical machine. That's one of the sayings, right? That I say all the time. It sounds like a claim. It's not. It's not. It couldn't possibly be. We don't get to decide or change truth as human beings. We don't get to decide or change how the body works, no matter what, without changing how the body works. And then damage comes, repercussions, you know. We've got things, you know, different bodies where we do amputations, deformities, birth defects, major surgeries, injuries we are healing from maybe, or whatever, you know, anything at all, but those are some big things. There's still universal laws outside of all of us. Gravity. There's still only one way the body can work with these things. Anyway, thank you, okay, and goodbye. Check out the other 3 sides of In The Image Clothing Company if you'd like to. In The Image Clothing Company Poodles, In The Image Clothing Company Podcast with discussions on the gospel of Jesus Christ. We're on episode 216 as of today's date, the 18th of August, 2026. You don't have to be religious for truth to be truth. Truth is always truth. We don't get to decide it or change it as human beings. In The Image Clothing Company Music, another one of our 4s. That's what I'm going to say. Thank you and goodbye.